Welcome to Florida, and welcome to hurricane season. Hey everyone, it's Zach from the Pelican Team Real Estate in Fort Myers, Florida. If you're new here, please consider clicking that subscribe button so you never miss a video on real estate and life in Fort Myers and Southwest Florida. But now, let's talk about hurricanes and how you can prepare your home for them. And stick around to the end, and I'll tell you exactly how my family prepares for a possible storm. The official hurricane season in Florida goes from June 1st to November 30th. Of course, storms can happen before or after these dates, but they're most likely to happen during these times. However, the peak of hurricane season isn't until mid-September, since that's when the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico are the warmest, which contribute to the storms. After September, the waters start to cool down, and thus so does hurricane season. But storms can happen anytime, so please be ready. Now, I get calls and emails from people all over North America who want to move here, and the most common concern is definitely hurricanes. I don't really blame people for being nervous because the videos and photos we see from hurricanes can be quite heartbreaking and devastating. But the truth is, we know when a hurricane is heading our way. You have days, maybe a week, to make plans and decide what to do. So when I get these calls from future clients who want to move here, I compare hurricanes to the common natural disasters from their area. For example, I have clients from California that are familiar with earthquakes, which have absolutely zero warning at all, but they're terrified of hurricanes when we have every warning possible. Clients from Nebraska, they're okay with a 30 to 60 second warning they get that a tornado's coming, but they're scared of hurricanes, which are predicted days in advance. Now, I get it. We're comfortable with what we know, but when you really break it down, it just doesn't make sense to be okay with earthquakes and tornadoes, but scared of hurricanes. And don't even get me started on blizzards and snow. Now, I know those are predicted too, but I'll gladly take the small chance of a hurricane hitting over a winter of shoveling snow, bundling up, and constant gray skies. But I digress. So hurricane season is approaching, or already here if you're a late planner. There's a few things you can do to prepare your home. Now, please use common sense. By no means should this video be your only resource, and you should do some more homework on how to prepare. Every year before hurricane season, you can provide storm preparation guides much like this. They're available at most grocery stores and different locations around Southwest Florida. They're put together by various local TV stations. They have a bunch of great info them, so be sure to pick one up and read it. Now let's talk about getting your home ready for hurricane season. First and foremost, make sure you have adequate insurance coverage. Talk to your insurance broker and be sure to have the correct coverage for both wind damage and water damage. These are usually two different policies. Then look at your windows. Make sure you have impact windows or some sort of shutters to protect them. Whether they're electric shutters or roll-down shutters, be sure to test them at the beginning of hurricane season and make sure they close easily. If you have manual shutters that you need to bolt to the window frame, make sure all the parts are there and that you've done a practice installation so you can do it easily if needed. Next is your doors. Just like windows, your doors need to be protected from the wind and debris. The one thing that differs is that doors can't have manual shutters because you need to install them from the outside, and once you do that, you can't go back into your house for shelter. Likewise, you don't want to be trapped inside your house because somebody bolted sheet metal over your doors and you can't escape. So whatever type of storm protection you have, make sure that everything works as it's intended and is up to code. Then there's the roof. It should be pretty obvious why you need your roof to be in good shape for a hurricane. Be sure to have it inspected regularly and make any necessary repairs. Now keep in mind the waterproofing of a roof doesn't actually come from the shingles or tiles, but from the rubber membrane that's underneath. However, loose tiles can be blown around and cause a lot of damage or injuries to people, so please make sure they're installed securely. And don't forget your garage door. Most new garage doors are impact rated and reinforced, and most older garage doors can be retrofitted to provide extra strength. Whatever you have, don't forget to make sure your garage door can stand up to a storm, especially since the door leading from the house into the garage is probably not impact rated. Now, once you've looked at these items and confirmed they're all solid, don't forget to bring in anything that can blow away. Things like patio furniture, potted plants, and grills should all be brought into the house or garage. If there's anything that can't be moved, make sure it's strapped down. Anything that's not secure can get blown around and cause damage or even kill someone, so please be careful. So now that your home is secure and you're confident that it's not going to go anywhere, you need to make a plan to either evacuate or ride out the storm. As the saying goes, when in doubt, get out. In reality, most longtime Florida residents don't evacuate for a Category 1 or 2 hurricane, but you really need to know your own home and as well as your tolerance for things like power failures and possibly not having AC for a few days. Storm categories can change, and you don't want that to happen once it's too late to evacuate, or you'll have nowhere to go. So be smart and be careful. Now, what I do with my family when a hurricane is possibly heading our way is we make plans to stay in different areas depending on where the storm is predicted to go. So if a storm is, coming in from the Gulf to Fort Myers, we'll make plans to go to my brother-in-law's house in Fort Lauderdale. We'll also book a hotel room in Orlando and maybe one up in Jacksonville too. Worst case, we'll book a hotel up in Atlanta. Now remember, we know about the storm a week or so in advance, so we'll book all of these rooms, which doesn't cost anything, then cancel them as the path of the storm gets more refined and narrowed down, but also keep some time to evacuate as the roads will be very busy and we don't want to leave to the very last minute. So let's say the storm's, it's getting closer, we know it's coming in on a northeast trajectory. We'll cancel the Orlando hotel rooms and basically just head over to Fort Lauderdale. On the flip side, if it's going to go straight across the state, we're going to go up to Orlando or maybe to Jacksonville if the trajectory is a little bit larger, or even up to Atlanta if it's a really big storm. Ultimately, this comes back to what I said earlier about knowing that a storm is approaching well in advance and using the time to plan accordingly. Hurricanes don't just pop up out of nowhere like earthquakes and tornadoes do. They form way out in the Atlantic Ocean, often closer to Africa than North America, so you have plenty of time to stay safe. Now please do me a huge favor, smash that like button as YouTube gives me bonus points for that, and be sure to click the subscribe button so you never miss a video on real estate and life in Southwest Florida and Fort Myers. I will see you in my next video.